Hi guys, I hope you're well. So I just got off the phone with the event organizers that are bringing Dr. Umar Johnson to South Africa on the 22nd and 23rd of May 2023. On the 22nd of May, he's going to be at Grace Bible Church in the evening, and then on the 23rd of May, he's going to be at UJ Soweto campus, I believe, the whole day. I was asked a week ago, I think, to join as a panelist. Having known one of the people that are involved in the event organization, I've known them for years, highly respected. They've done a lot of amazing work, not just in events, but in some of the other work that I know that they've done in this country, politically, in the business world, socio-economic development as well. So I had to respect the person that invited me. And like a whole lot of other people, I'm a big fan of Dr. Umar Johnson. He's a very passionate Pan-Africanist and pro-Black activist, from America. You guys, I know I've seen at least one of his videos, if not at least one of his interviews. So to be in the same space as him, to listen to him speak, to be in a space where I'm hoping a lot of Pan-Africanists and pro-Black activists are going to be, is something that I would like to enjoy. I mean, for me, it's the equivalent of sitting with Umkhulu Nsingiza, of the great empire of Kemet. It's the equivalent of sitting with Joshua Maponga, some of the great minds, that we have in this country. Some of the people that are passionate about the upliftment of Black people and Africans. I know I've been criticized a lot, of course, with my membership with AfriForum, with some of the friends that I have, in particular Rob Hersoff, who's a legacy of third generation mining family empire. But I still care about a lot of a lot of Black people. I've come to learn sadly that I can't care for all of them because there are many Black people that are out there to destroy and not to build. There are many Black people that even when you tell them what the solutions are, buy from Black people, work for Black people, they still want to do so. But I still believe in some of the ideologies. I mean, for me, people like Dr. Umar Johnson are no different to the guys that run AfriForum, are no different to the leaders of Orania, are no different to the leaders of the Islamic churches, mosques rather, are no different to the people that run the ZCC church and Isonto Lagashembe. He is passionate about his people. And whenever I see people like that, I'm drawn to them because I can learn a lot from them as well. Now, in the phone call that I got from the organizers, it was quite sad because they were speaking to me about a video that a brother of mine, a mentor of mine, a business partner of mine, DJ Sbu, released about why he declined to speak at the Dr. Umar Johnson gathering, which is going to be next week. And I'm not here to do their PR. I'm not hired to be their PR. This is me just making a video because I know a lot of people that love DJ Sbu. I know a lot of people that love Dr. Umar Johnson. I know there are some people that are conflicted on whether to attend or not. I want to say this from what they told me, right? I'm not involved in the event organization. What I was told was that Dr. Umar Johnson is friends with the organizers and he agreed to visit Azania. Azania is the unofficial name of South Africa. He agreed to visit Azania on condition that they just book for his flights and they offer him accommodation. He's not getting paid to come and speak here. He did say if there is maybe some little bit of money or if they manage to get sponsors, it would be nice to get something. They had managed to get sponsors and the sponsors apparently had other commitments, so they pulled out at the last minute. But they said they cannot deny a lot of people in South Africa this opportunity. And the opportunity is not just to see Dr. Umar Johnson. This becomes a platform for many Pan-Africanists, pro-Black activists, people that want to find other like-minded Black people that want to uplift Black communities, to find each other at platforms like these. I used to criticize Hollywood movies that make movies about South Africa and bring these big stars. I mean, if you think of Long Walk to Freedom, that Idris Elba playing Mandela, I used to get angry. But you start learning and respecting that, look, some of these guys are really big stars. And you want to highlight a South African story. And you want to sell it to Hollywood and the world. And Hollywood and the world is normally very reluctant to just watch no names according to them. So what you do is you bring this big star like Idris Elba, you make this movie, and then you bring a whole lot of South African actors and actresses into the movie so that people can then see them from there. So I think with Dr. Umar Johnson, he's the puller, of course, because he's a big star in himself. He's done a lot of amazing work. He's building the Frederick Douglass School for black children in America. And he goes on many platforms to fight for the black child. And then all the other panelists that are speaking, I don't even know if I'm going to get to speak. I'm not even there to speak on being pro-black and being a Pan-Africanist. I'm just there to speak on behalf of a voice that is black, that believes in the re-emergence and the renaissance of Africa. People like Rutendo Matinyarara is going to be there and some other speakers as well. But the whole point is for people that are like-minded to gather. And once the people are there, you listen to Dr. Umar Johnson, you appreciate him, etc. But more importantly is the networking that is going to be happening before, the networking that's going to be happening after, and how people can come together and unite. Like-minded people, not all black people. There are black people that don't like Dr. Umar Johnson. There are black people that don't like DJ Sbu. There are black people that definitely don't like me. But it's for like-minded black people to come together and say, here are initiatives that we can do to build economies. Here are initiatives to build social spaces for the black child. In the same way other people build spaces for the Afrikaner child. Other people build spaces for the Muslim child. Some people build spaces for the Zionist child, the Shembe child, etc. These are people who are pro-black, who are going to be coming together. And who knows, maybe next week might be the spark that is needed to build something like an Afro Forum. I think that was the joke myself and one of the leaders of Afro Forum, Aaron's Roots, was saying that certain black people need an Afro Forum that gathers money together and can do similar initiatives to Afro Forum that focus on black people, of which I've said being black is not a value system. I wish it was something like a Zulu Forum, something like Xhosa Nostra back in the day, a Xhosa Forum, like-minded people with shared values that can uplift each other and see if they can find each other. Today we're discussing BRICS and the West. We're not even really discussing passionately the African Union that Muammar Gaddafi was championing, that people like Robert Mugabe were part of. How do we get the African Union to actually become bigger than BRICS, bigger than the G7 and the West? How do we do that and have our own economy and intra-trade and trains and airplanes and remove the borders and remove etc. so that we can, how do we get that right before we start thinking of all these other external? And those spaces allow for people to connect and come together. And this is me also inviting not just black people, but white people, colored people, Indian people to come and find people that are passionate about the African continent. If you as a white, Indian, colored person believe Africa is your home and you love Africa, understand the majority of people on this continent and in this country are black. So how do you connect with those people, ensure that they are conscientized and work with them to uplift this country, to fix our state-owned enterprises, to vote for political leaders that actually care about us, to make sure that we're buying from our own and we're building our own. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, you can go and check out DJ Sbu's video. He was explaining his side of why he declined the sit down. But from my side, I just wanted to explain what I've been told, which is Dr. Umar Johnson is not even getting paid because there aren't sponsors. I'm hoping that we can try and find certain sponsors, 500 Rand, 1,000 Rand, 2,000 Rand, that are going to contribute to this so that, like I said, it can spark the beginning of something very, very special for, in particular, the black African in South Africa to uplift himself or herself for the benefit of the African continent as a whole. Penyo the Black Pen, I'm not getting paid. Like I said, I know the event organizers. I'm a big fan of Dr. Umar Johnson. And if there's a chance for me to learn from him, if there's a chance for me to network with other passionate Africans, I will never say no to that. Hope you guys will have a really great evening and I'll catch up with you guys again soon. Cheers.